Hey y'all! This is my first video. I'm super excited and I'm a little nervous. So my name's Heidi and today I'm going to be cooking a healthy meal for you in our RV. So my husband and I live in an RV full time and get to travel the United States. Right now we're currently in the hot springs of Arkansas and it's a beautiful area. But I hope you follow us along the way and I hope you enjoy these videos. Today I'm going to make so it's going to be a low carb meal. Right now we're currently like trying to be more low carb. We just feel better. Lots of reasons. We'll go into more of them later. But anyway, main reason, we feel better at the end of the day. So today I'm going to make a buffalo chicken spaghetti squash bake. It's one of our favorites. Jeff asks for it almost weekly. And it's really nice because you get multiple servings of leftovers. So you don't have to work too hard. So I have a few things going on. I prepped a lot of stuff because it gets kind of boring, right? Watching cooking shows if you're not prepared a little bit. Oh, and of course, this is not going to light. That's going to be perfect. We always have trouble with this back burner. The back right one always gives us issues. So I have a few things going on here. In my pan, I have it warmed up. I have some oil in there. You can use whatever kind of fat you like. Olive oil. I have some avocado oil in there now. We cook with a lot of bacon grease. So to my hot pan, I am going to add some onions. I guess I should start telling you all the ingredients firsthand. I will have the recipe listed below. But what you're going to need is a medium-sized spaghetti squash. You want to pre-bake that. If you've never cooked one before, multiple different ways. You can cut it in half and bake it. You can poke it with a fork. That's what I do. So I poke it with a fork and then I bake it in the oven at 350 for about 35 to 55 minutes, just depending on how large it is. Oh, lost an onion. So I have that pre-cooked already. Whenever you're cooking onions, I always salt them to make them sweat and cook down faster. I'm cooking onions and then I'm going to add some red peppers to it. I'm not cooking them very much. I just want to soften them a tiny bit. But nothing too overdone. Just, I don't know, 5 minutes or so in a warm skillet. Again, just to soften them. I start with my onions first and then add the peppers because I like my onions cooked down a tiny bit more. But whatever floats your boat, right? Like, do whatever you like there. In this little saucepan, I have a 1/4 cup of butter. I use Kerrygold butter. It's my favorite. To that, I'm going to add about a cup of hot sauce. So what I like to do is like 3/4 of a cup of Frank's Red Hot and then a 1/4 of a cup of Cholula hot sauce. I like the combination of the two flavors together. So that's just to melt the butter down and incorporate it and make it a sauce. You can do that in your microwave. I am preheating my convection oven, which is my microwave also. So I don't really have the luxury of melting it down at the same time. In my hot sauce, I love garlic, like hot, spicy garlic wings. So I'm going to add about 5 cloves of garlic, but do whatever you like. I mean, like most people maybe are going to run more towards like 3 cloves of garlic, but I like stuff mega garlicky. And I've turned my husband that way over all of the years of my cooking. So that again is just like, this pot is just to warm it, to melt it, and incorporate it together. It doesn't really need to be cooked. I have it on a real low temperature, on low actually, on my beautiful little Dometic, no, Atwood, it's an Atwood little stovetop here. For you RVers, most of you probably know, you just have these tiny little 3-burner stovetops. We do not have an oven in ours. We only have the convection. I would love an oven, but I don't have one, so that's okay. Maybe the next RV. So I just swirl this around a little bit. Okay, so my onions are looking nice. I'll give them another minute before I throw in my peppers. Also, I have already oiled my pan that I'm going to bake it in. I use a 9x13. Depending on how large your spaghetti squash is, you can use like an 8x8, but I like this dish with more to it. So I've already started to shred. I shredded half of my spaghetti squash in there because, to save some time, right? For all of you out there that have not used spaghetti squash, it's my favorite. We use it all the time. Again, you bake it. I'll put it in there, so I don't know, 55 minutes or so. There'll be seeds in it, like any squash or pumpkin that you're going to use. So you want to hollow those, you take the seeds and that little bit of gook out of there, and then it's super cool. It just shreds back with your fork like spaghetti. So this one I cooked perfectly, so it's just falling right out of there. Sometimes I haven't cooked it long enough, or I've cooked it too much. Cooking it, not long enough is going to make it really hard to get the spaghetti out of there, to make it spaghetti, to get the squash out of there, I should say. And then if you overcook it, it's just mushy, and you lose the texture of the squash. And I mean, it's still edible, it still tastes great, but kind of lose a little bit of it. So now my onions are just about where I like them. So I'm going to add peppers. So, I didn't tell you how much. So my onions, that's about 1.5 medium onions, because we love onions. If you don't love onions, do a small onion. And then I do 1 to 2 red peppers, just depending. But I only have 1. And I would say kind of chop, I like an in-between. So some people do dice, some people do chop. I personally like an in-between of a dice and a chop. So not too big, not too small. Tonight I am enjoying a glass of, it's actually called Sex. It's a sparkling rosé. It's from a winery in Michigan, El Mabi, and I don't normally like rosés, but this sparkling rosé I've been obsessed with, and I'm super sad, and I hope that I can get it shipped to me somewhere along the road, because we have like 2 bottles left from since we left Michigan. Okay, so to my squash in my baking pan, I'm going to add, I have pre-cooked and shredded about 2 pounds to 2.5 pounds of chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs, chicken breasts, whatever you prefer. You can even use ground chicken. I've made it with ground chicken before. I really like the texture of the shredded chicken breast in it. But again, whatever you prefer, whatever you have on hand even, right? So I grilled this. I butterfly my chicken breasts just so they cook quicker, and you don't get the ends like super dried out, and the fatter part of the breast is not cooked. So anyway, I grilled these. I season my chicken breast with a little bit of oil, of course, and then I do salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, and then just kind of whatever else I see in the drawer. Sometimes I throw some paprika in there. I think I added a little bit of oregano to this one too. I like stuff super flavorful, very seasoned. Some people like stuff a little bit more bland. So again, like do whatever you prefer. And then I add celery. I don't cook it down because I still want it to be crispy once I bake it. But I do about 4 stalks. Oh, my oven's preheated. I do about 4 stalks, and I just dice them up. Do it whatever size you like your celery, like whatever you want to bite into. If you don't like celery, don't add it. You don't have to. I made this recipe up because there was a bunch of recipes that I found online that were very similar, but none of them really, like, they didn't do it for me, right? Like when I was reading them, I was like, yeah, that sounds okay, but I feel like it's missing something, or I don't really like that step. Not to put other people's recipes down, because there's some other great recipes, and this is how this one was created, from reading other people's recipes. So definitely not putting them down. This idea came from one of my favorite, one of my top paleo bloggers, or like health food bloggers, Paleo OMG, Julie Bauer. I followed her for years. She's super adorable. If you don't follow her, because she's adorable. She has some really amazing recipes. She's really cute. She does this fashion thing, and she also talks about all of her workouts for the week. Anyway, she's super cool. Tell her I sent you. Actually, you don't have to do that because she doesn't know who I am. But all right, so I have my onions and my peppers cooked down just a little bit, again, just to soften them. Nothing major. Depends on the flavor you like, though. You can cook them down more if you like more of a caramelized flavor. I like them just barely softened. My sauce is just warm enough that my butter has melted, and I don't know if you can see that, and it's incorporated into a sauce. Now I'm going to dump onions and peppers into here and the sauce, stir it around really good. So, almost done, guys. Super exciting. Let's see if I can do this. I should have grabbed myself an oven mitt instead of this dish towel, drying towel, because I went through it a little bit, got a little hot, but it's cool. Alright, so onions and peppers are in here. Let's see if I can scoot this back a little bit so you can see it better. And if you think, you know, a cup is too much sauce or not enough sauce, add some more or take some away. Like nothing, I'm not a super precise cook about anything. I'm going to try to be a little bit better since I want to share recipes with people. And the whole point of my videos is just to help you to like stay healthier on the road. It's so easy to just want to go out all the time because you're in a new area, there's new things to try, and I mean, don't get me wrong, definitely take advantage of that and do it, but you need to be mindful with your money and your waistline. So this is a great way, and again, this is going to give us like 6 meals here, which is really nice. So we can eat off of it for a couple days, and again, keeps us from being tempted to go out and find food that who knows how or where it was made, because when you're in either like vacation towns or in the hot springs, right, this is definitely a tourist area, vacation area. You're not going to have the most high-end restaurants or always the best food quality because they can't always, you know, supply it properly, and they have seasons where they just don't have the demand to keep the food in. And you can end up in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing but a McDonald's or a Sonic or something like that. And hey, if you're that type of person, you go enjoy your Sonic. But I just can't eat that way anymore. My body just super hates it. So healthy meals at home. And you can make a meal like this in the tiniest space, see? So in this bowl, I have already whisked 3 eggs. So you want to do about 3 to 4 eggs. So the eggs are just going to bring this together and make it more of a bake. You want to stir it really good. So you're going to stir it all in to the point you can't see that there's egg there anymore. And baking it like this, it's going to just pull it and hold it together a little bit and kind of give it that like creamy. That's the other reason why I like this, because it makes it like creamy or cheesy seeming without the cheese. I don't have a problem with cheese. You'll see that I'm gonna make a lot of recipes with cheese. But just keep stirring until you cannot see egg anymore. The first time I made it, I did not stir long enough. I had like a big pocket of just like cooked egg. Wasn't horrible or anything, but keep stirring, I promise. Just keep stirring. You're gonna make a mess like I am. Are you seeing the giant mess that I'm making everywhere? I tend to do that. I feel like I'm a little bit quicker about stuff. I think maybe I should have, I think I need another egg or 2. All right, people, hold on, because I do. I need another, I don't think I got enough in there. This is big serving. And my eggs are super huge. So I'm going to add 2 more eggs. I only had 3 in there. But once I poured it, it didn't look like very much to me. So hold on, 2 more eggs real quick, and then we'll toss it in the oven. So I don't do much other seasoning to this because I already have my chicken seasoned really well. So I don't feel the need other than, you know, the hot sauce with butter and garlic, like your standard buffalo sauce, but a garlic buffalo sauce. I don't feel like there's any need to season any more than this. But if you don't season your chicken very well, then you are going to want to season your peppers and onions a little bit more. If you like it spicier, you know, add some like jalapeno peppers in here too, like diced up jalapenos. That'd be really good. All right, now this seems a lot better. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and I'll come back and show it to you when it's done, once it's cooked and we're about to eat it. I baked this at 400 for about 45 to 55 minutes. So you want the egg to set up. You don't want it to look like jiggly or runny anymore. And you'll know exactly what I mean by that whenever you look at it in the oven. So in it goes. And that guy's gonna fuse for a while. Super excited. So again, 400 for 45 minutes to an hour. And then once you pull it out, you're going to want to let it cool for a good 15 minutes or so, so it can set up. So I will see you all in a little bit. Okay, the moment has arrived. Super exciting. I'm looking at my husband because he's in here now making my video he was not here when I started the video. So of course I have to look for reassurance. It's done. My bake is done. I'm gonna show you. I'll zoom in a little bit, and I hope I set this back in the same spot. Probably not, but anyway, so you can see like my egg is set up. Everything just looks like super yummy and baked together. And now I'll cut it into 6 pieces ish. I'm not very precise about anything. I just kind of go with the flow. This even could be like an 8 server. Let's see. get 2 nice big servings out to get us started. So I like to top this with, I have it sitting here with the Primal Kitchen ranch dressing. It's so good. Oh, I've let this sit. Shit, I forgot to tell you. So I said it before. I baked it for about 50 minutes, and then you want to let it sit for a good 15 minutes before you cut into it and serve it. That way it can like sit together and sit up. I don't know if you can see it in my baking dish. It's a little watery. I did read one time like you can take and kind of squeeze some of the water out of your spaghetti squash before you put it in the bake. I don't have the patience to do something like that. It doesn't make it too watery for me. I'm okay with it. But okay, I've got 2 nice pieces served up here. If I had some green onions, I would chop them and put it on there just for some extra flavor and because it makes it pretty. But just drizzle just a little bit of ranch dressing on it because it's so good. Again, you know, we're trying to stay lower carb at the moment, so you don't want to put too much ranch dressing on this. Although, like, this serving on this stuff, it's like 2 tablespoons and it's only 2 carbs. So, alright, I'm going to pour a little bit more because it's good. And that's it. I'm going to post the recipe and all the directions below on the YouTube video, and then I will also post it on the website. I will post all of the stuff. So anyway, thank you all for watching my first video, and they will get better, I promise. But enjoy this when you make it. You'll love it. Tell me all about it. Okay, bye.